Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the installment of Scott's Selections here for Thursday, November 26th. Before we get into today's play of the day, we can recap what happened yesterday. We ended up having a nice day for the opener of college basketball, as we ended up going 2-1. We won the play of the day with the Drake Bulldogs plus 5.5. I mentioned that they had a good chance to win the game, and they did so. They won the game by double digits, as Kansas State proved what I thought and what most people thought was that this team is going to be awful, and it's going to be a very long year, and they will definitely be prime fade material in the immediate future. But Drake looked good. They were winning at the half. They ended up opening it up in the second half. Really was a sweat-free win there. Anytime you get a plus 5.5 and you mention a sprinkle on the money line and they win by double digits, you're pretty much coasting at that point. But in the joint video with Scott Steen, I gave out 2 plays as well. Ended up losing with the Virginia under. Virginia's offense went nuts. They ended up giving up a decent amount of points in the second half. Was on pace after the first half. Second half exploded, but that ended up not working out. We ended up winning with the San Diego State and the UCLA under at 132.5, and that game ended up landing on 131. So it's pretty close, pretty big sweat, but they ended up getting the job done. So 2-1, pretty solid day to start the college basketball season. We're going to be looking for another winning day here on Thursday. Now, for today's play, they're going to be looking at a spread, and it's going to be a huge one. Just to warn you, so hope you're sitting down because this spread's going to kind of jump off the page when you hear it, but I think it's definitely warranted. And the play is going to be in a matchup between Chicago State and Illinois, and we're going to be taking Illinois minus 37.5. It's available on Bet Online at minus 110. A couple reasons why I like Illinois in this spot. First of all, if you're going to be laying a number this huge, you need a good reason for it. You need to actually see proof that this team can handle winning games by seriously large margins, and Illinois proved that yesterday. Yesterday, they ended up playing as a North Carolina A&T. They scored 122 points, and they won the game by 62 points. They were phenomenal. They also out-rebounded North Carolina A&T by an insane margin, 62-18. So they really did whatever they wanted. They scored 58 points in the first half, scored 64 in the second half, did whatever they wanted, and they ended up winning by 62. I think they'll win this game by 50-something. Chicago State's arguably worse than North Carolina A&T. North Carolina A&T is projected to be a mediocre to slightly above average team in their respective conference, whereas Chicago State is projected to finish in the basement of their conference. And Chicago State ended up losing to Ohio yesterday by 23 points. They allowed 84 points in the process, which is a bit concerning because Ohio's never really been known in the MAC for having a very good offense. They played a relatively slow pace, and they gave up 84 points. Definitely not a good look for Chicago State. Last season, Chicago State ended up going 4-25. They went 0 in conference play. They ended up they brought back a decent amount of talent from last year's team, or whatever you want to call it, because I don't know if talent's the right word. They brought back 4 starters. Didn't matter. Lost to Ohio by 20-plus yesterday. Got killed. Now, one issue that they've always had, because of the fact that they are, let's just being honest, they're not going to be recruiting many high-profile athletes. They are very, very undersized, and that has been an issue in recent years when they end up facing some of these huge front courts that other teams possess. For example, last season they played Purdue. Purdue obviously has a bunch of 7-footers that they usually just rotate in and out. They lost to Purdue by 44. They also played Florida State last year, and Florida State, of course, has several big men as well who are able to dominate the boards. They lost by 57. Now, I know that this team is a little bit more mature. They got a little bit older. Doesn't change the fact that they can't rebound the ball, and Illinois ended up having 62 rebounds in their first game. I think Illinois should dominate the boards, probably win the boards by 40, give or take 35, something like that, a bunch of second chance points. I think Illinois should end up scoring roughly 110 points, which should be enough to get the job done in this spot. But looking at who Illinois actually has on their roster, they have 3 guys, a 3-headed monster that nobody was really talking about. You have Ayo Do-Sunmu, who is phenomenal, probably going to be a top 10 pick in the draft. He's great. You also have center Kofi Cockburn, who is phenomenal as well. And you have the emergence of freshman Adam Miller, who ended up dropping 28 points in his college debut. 4-star prospect, pretty sought-after guy, ended up choosing Illinois, and he ended up going 10 for 12 from the floor in the opener, 6 for 8 from 3, 28 points. Do-Sunmu had 28 points as well. Cockburn had 18 points and 10 rebounds in just 17 minutes. So he was great. He could have easily have put up 30 and 20 if they kept him in the game for longer. But Miller played 27 minutes. Do-Sunmu played 26. And even when they were out of the game, Illinois still scored 64 points in the second half. So the bench ended up performing well. They shot 58% as a team, north of 58% actually. Ended up shooting 54% from 3. This team's really good at scoring, and Chicago State is offensively challenged to say the least. I think Illinois should be able to score at least 100-plus points in this game. I expect them to probably finish around 115, something like that. And Chicago State, which has been known to be a very underwhelming offense in seasons past, I think should probably end up somewhere around 60. So I think Illinois should win this game by around 50 points. I think 37.5 will definitely climb. and this line should probably close at around 40, maybe a little bit higher. I don't exactly expect people to be slamming Chicago State after Illinois put up that good of a performance in the opener, and I think that it makes a lot of sense for Illinois to come out, punch them in the mouth, win this game handily, and to try to boost their confidence before they actually have some more meaningful games on the horizon. So the play that I once again here for Thursday, November 26th, is going to be on Illinois minus 37.5, which is available on Bet Online at minus 110, a time recording of 2:45 a.m. Eastern Time. That's been the Salmon Scott Selections, and I wish all of you a happy Thanksgiving. Bye, everyone.